Okay, Mandy.
So hello everybody, and thank you for taking a few minutes to spend a bit of time with Shelley and myself. And we're sitting in this very beautiful sacred teepee and have decided to take a few moments to really look at what we're doing, to take a few moments to reflect on where we've been, and to create clear intention of what 2019 is for us, and what we're inviting to everybody who participates in these very beautiful full moon gatherings that we have been doing now, going on to our 4th year.
Amazing.
So if you would be able to just share with us a little bit about where we've come from before we head into this big 2019 that we're all looking at in different ways.
Thanks, Mandy. Yeah, so we've had an incredible journey over the last, now going into the 4 years. And last year particularly was an announcement in January last year with the blue moon, was the announcement of the call of humanity, call to humanity to truly stand up and step into the work. And honestly, last year for me, Mandy, I don't know about you, but for me it was a phenomenal year.
It was a big year.
And yet, I've heard from many who say, gosh, 2018 was incredibly difficult. And as a practitioner, as a therapist, I asked the questions, I wondered why. Some people were saying it was a really hard year, and for me personally it was a great year. Not to say that I wasn't working, it wasn't a cruise. But one of the things that I've come to see is about last year was the people who came to our groups every month. We set the tone and the frequency and the work around self-awareness and stepping in and doing the process. And I really wonder and ask people when they say last year, being 2018, was a tough year. My question to you, as it is to myself every day, are you working on yourself? Are you really going there where the resistance is? Because if you're not working on yourself, like the announcement in January last year was, we are embracing change, or we're going to be, in this year, being 2018, pulled against our will because change is upon us. That is what 2018 was about. It was a tough year if you were not working on yourself. And so when we were stepping into more self-awareness and looking within at the resistance and the issues in our life, which is really a biofeedback mechanism of ourself. Life is not something separate from us. It is an indication of ourselves. And when you can start looking at the fragments and the reflections of self in everything, and not take it personally, but get into the work, that is the process of mastery, which is what we're working on. So 2018 into now 2019, a very different energy, although mastery is the theme. And it's the theme of consciousness, and it's been the theme of evolution from the beginning of time. We have to understand that we are awakening. Now the question is, what is awakening? And what are we awakening to? As a spiritual coach, I say we are spiritual beings having a human awakening. And the guidance that I have received about 2019 and how I'm going to be stepping in with you, Mandy, for this next year of our full moon gatherings is around a step into our humanity. And the question is, what does it mean to be human? And one of the things that all of us can do and realize and have some deeper appreciation is the capacity to love. I believe humanity is about being able to love. And this 2019 is about stepping into the capacity to love more. The more we can love, self-love, not ego, but a spiritual appreciation for who we are, for all the faults and all the failings and all the errors and things that we have all been part of, and love ourselves enough, the lighter we become. Literally we radiate more light, and the mastery of stepping into more love, more acceptance, and more awareness around what that is for self, the lighter life becomes.
Yeah.
So 2019 for me has been around stepping into what it means to be human, which is around this process of loving ourselves and loving each other, and this birth of this new earth principle where we are learning to look at the earth as something that's part of our life. We don't just get to love ourselves and treat each other as humans. We have animals, we have green and growing life, we have this planet to love.
And we've all experienced love. You know, that's the other thing, is that this word love gets used in so many different contexts. And it's really important to simplify it to the point where you know, what does it feel like when I feel that love?
Yeah.
And we've all felt it. I mean,
Yes.
how do we bring that feeling? It's that feeling into everything I do and how I am.
That's the mastery.
And that is the mastery.
That is the mastery.
And you know, my experience with the full moons
Yes.
have been paralleled to the constant work that I've been doing.
Yes.
And that's thanks to having you as my teacher. But
And for your part in that, Mandy, engaging with
for
it,
stepping in, which absolutely. And from my perspective and the experience I've had, the full moon is a support mechanism.
Correct.
And that's what is so simple, in the sense that you have once a month.
Yeah.
It does vary from day to day in the week, but that once a month place where you come back into the sacred space, which is filled with love, and reminds you, and reminds me, reminds us
Reminds me.
to actually get back to that place and to hold that place of who we are in the world as human beings.
Just as human beings.
Just as human beings. And so that
Beautiful, Mandy, yes.
And Shelley, one of the things to share is that certainly over the 4 years, I have witnessed how when we've had a consistency within the group, that has been amazing as a lay person, essentially, to watch how the energy is much stronger. The collective energy becomes stronger,
Yes.
and our ability to work deeper as a
Yes.
collective
And,
is
and what you mean by
happens.
that is consistency in terms of the same people coming.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Yes, absolutely.
When you have that consistency. So
Of people,
the space is
yes.
open and people are always
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
my call for 2019 would certainly be to really make that deeper commitment
Yeah.
to oneself. You and I have been and continue to be very committed to this because we believe in it, and we've experienced each and every month. But this is not just the only thing that's been done. And as you say, I think it's so important to emphasize it's every day.
Yeah. So the 2019 journey then that Mandy and I are speaking around these full moons is an offer every month to step into this process of loving yourself and becoming more human in that, so that we walk out of these gatherings a better person. It's not a comparison with anyone else. It's about being your own best friend and learning what that means, because when you can truly love and accept who you are, you're going to treat others accordingly. You're going to treat this earth more mindfully, more heartfully, and you're going to walk this earth with more peace, which is what 2019 is for me. When we are in balance, we will be treating others in balance, and we will live upon this earth with more balance. So it's the birth of the real humanity as spiritual awareness, and recognizing everything with whom we share our life with is also of spiritual value and needs to be loved and appreciated just like ourselves, just like each other.
And so with that, one of the things that initiated Shelley and I coming together to sit and share this as a video to
Yes.
everybody was actually the lightness
Absolutely.
of 2019.
Yeah.
That we had quite an intense 2018, and for those who did experience our monthly gatherings, variable every single month, but carrying kind of quite an intensity. And so I'm not sure, I mean, one doesn't know what this will bring and what each month brings,
Right.
but the sense of holding, anchoring 2019 with love
Yes. Very
has a
definitely.
very different energy.
Yes. Yes.
And so it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting to see how that unfolds without the expectation of anything, because
Yes.
it's a new year, it's a new beginning.
Although I will say,
and a continuation. Sorry.
yes, Mandy. But last year we had a structure of an astrological view.
Yes.
We then did a process that was an outcome from that astrological view, and then a shamanic journey process. And this year, we're not going to be doing the astrological process. When we are working in the heart, we're coming in and doing the spiritual process that we've been doing every single time, calling the directions, overseen by our Creator, Source, whatever that is for each person. And then we're going to be stepping into journey work. The journey work, which is where you go in to doing the work on yourself with the guidance of the vision that comes through me, and however the people infuse their own energies with me for the best and highest good, and how that actually brings on this exquisite unfolding that happens in these processes that I'm in awe of. I'm just a witness of that, and that's what the difference is. It's going to be more heart work, less mind work. Last year we had to have the structure of the mind because there was so much energy going on, according to the great astrologers and people that I was networking with, and I'm not an astrologer, but I researched with their wisdom, and we had to have that mental frame to a degree of some kind of understanding. This year, stepping straight into heart and being in the journey, learning that, seeing that, witnessing that, and then sharing that, and becoming that as the new humanity.
I love it.
I love it too. Thank you, Mandy. This
Thank
has been
you.
fun.
That's great. I really look forward to sharing this space with all of those who feel that their heart is calling them in, and thank you for listening.
Thank you, Mandy. Thank you for listening.